Hi guys, welcome back. Today we'll be taking a look at Tencent and Prosus. Before we begin, we'll take a second to give the video a like and subscribe as you will greatly help out the channel. Without further ado, let's take a look at Tencent, the one listed in Hong Kong. Ticker is 700. So apparently, just yesterday, it announced its earnings and it seems that the market did not react very well to it. And we are currently down about 8.21%. So as you can see, on its previous upswing, it went from a high of about 388 and it fell to a low of about 330. So on the wave up, you can clearly see that it was, in fact, clearing all the resistance, but found its last resistance at 78.6 at 375, and it did not clear it. And the very next day, it gapped down, even breaking through this both its conversion line and also its rate baseline. So that is not a good sign. On the way up, the cloud will also act as a resistance, and you can clearly see that it was rejected off once, and it was also rejected off twice. Looking at the charts, you can clearly see that this is a high here, this is a lower high, and this is more lower highs as well. So looking at its possible support levels, you can see that after 330 were to break down again, we're likely to see this particular low being retested, which is at 325. Before retesting this possibility of this low at 23.6% at 330.22. If all were to break down, then it's a high chance that we'll see back this 297 as well. However, there's a chance that we may do a sideways consolidation if the market sentiment is able to hold it through. But you can see that in this particular instance, we did break down, but we held for a long period of time. So there's also a possibility for Tencent to go sideways for a while. Unless the US market sentiment were to not improve and the sell down continues, then there's a chance for us to break down this 297 low. But as of now, this 300 psychological support will be a strong one. So let's move on to the one listed at US. So this is TCHEY. So a very similar situation. You can see that this 8.6% is being retested, and it did break out, but we did not manage to close above it. So we in fact just closed at around 46.77, just below this 8.6%. So that is not really a good sign. And we also found some struggles below this rate baseline and also blue conversion line. So it seems like we will be likely to be heading towards this 41.50. And if we were to break down, this 23.6% at 41.47 would likely be tested. After this, it will be the strong $40 psychological support before revisiting this 37.92, which was the low of mid-March. So clearly you can see that a very similar situation. We got rejected off the cloud resistance, and this time we also got rejected off the cloud resistance. So on the way up, the cloud has a very strong resistance, and the thicker the cloud, the stronger the resistance. So let's move on to Tencent Music. So this is ticker TME. So you can see that this blue conversion line first acted as a resistance, and after we did pass it, there was also this rate baseline that we had to cross. However, we re-attempted it, but we did not manage to cross through it. You can clearly see that back then, this blue conversion line acted as a very strong resistance, and now this rate baseline has in fact already started going above this blue line. So whenever there's a blue line cut the red line from above, that is not a good sign. Likewise, when we cut back above the red line, then there is a potential upside ahead. So long as this blue line do not cut back above this red line, then it's likely to continue to remain bearish. So support to watch out will be 378 at this 23.6%, also this 352. They will likely to be tested. You can see that this 23.6% is currently at 360. So this will act as a temporary support before we head back to the $3 psychological support level. So we test the lows of 295. Moving on to the last particular stock, it is Prosus. So Prosus, you can see that this is in fact we had a double bottom, but the rebound was not that fantastic. In fact, we did not even test the cloud resistance, and it's still pretty far away. Just yesterday, you can see that this rate baseline acted as a strong temporary support, and the next support that we'll be looking at will be this blue conversion line, which is at 43.91. But if the event that we do gap down, it's likely for us to retest the lows of 40.065. And hopefully we get a triple bottom. So this is the first bottom, second bottom. And if we do not get triple bottom, we start breaking down, creating new lows. Of course, the first time there may be some stop hunting where we break down crucial support levels, and thereafter we go back up for a short-term rebound or short-term play. Looking back at the charts, you can see that this is very similar to Tencent. You can see that there is a potential for sideways consolidation. This first bottom, second bottom, third. So there is still a chance for us to consolidate sideways if the market sentiment were to hold strong. If not, we'll start creating new lows, and lower lows is expected for this Prosus, as well as all the other Tencent stocks. And if there's any changes, I'll give you guys an update. Thanks for stopping by. Till we meet again, appreciate the manipulation.